What's going on, guys? Alex here, Nickens Lawn and Landscape. Got some information we've been wanting to share for a while. We were hoping for a storm to get a little footage so this wouldn't be so boring, but it's not looking like that's going to happen anytime soon. So we're just going to go ahead and put it on the whiteboard. And what we're talking about today is Vbox versus Tailgate salt spreaders, and basically the pros and the cons that we came up with to make our decision based on our business needs. So we'll get right into it. Pro number one for the Vbox is going to be your salt expense. Salt is about half the price bulk that it is bagged. So that's a big difference. Pro number two is going to be there's a lot less labor when you're running a Vbox. And those are really the two deciding factors that made us want to switch in the first place over to the Vbox. Those are two huge ones. You're saving a lot of money and you're saving time. Those are very big keys in the green industry, as everyone knows, or the snow and ice management this would be. But anyway, con number one is going to be your repairs. Repairs can be expensive, but they can take a long time to complete on a Vbox, which creates downtime if it's during a storm, and most people cannot afford that. You don't have enough trucks running around, so you can't really afford a full truck to be down. At least we couldn't. So that was a big con. Con number two is going to be it requires a machine to load. Now you may be saying you don't have to have a machine if you got 4, 5, 6 guys, whatever, to throw it in there. But for us, we had 2 guys running, so we can't afford, or we don't have an option of having 4 or 5 guys to put next to a salt spreader to pick it up and load it in. So we were using our machine, which was a big con. Con number 3 is that your toolbox has to come out of your truck in order for the Vbox to go in a regular pickup truck. We have an 8-foot bed on our Chevy truck, and in order for that Vbox to fit in all the way, the toolbox has to come out. And that was a large con as well, seeing we have all our straps and gloves and tools and everything of that sort in the toolbox. So having to take that out was a big loss. Con number 4 is going to be you can't fully clean your truck whenever you have a Vbox in the back of the truck. You can't get from the side and get everything real good, all the nooks and crannies, and you can't get under it really. I know a lot of people put 4x4s under their spreader so they can get the salt out, but if you have a regular truck, you can't really spray under there, whereas if you have a flatbed or a dump truck, it will work. So for us, that wasn't really working. It was really difficult to clean. And con number 5 is going to be your salt management. This is a big one also. With a tailgate spreader, you can be 100% accurate. You know how many bags you're putting in, you know what's coming out every lot. It's not that big of a deal. Anyone can do it really. On a Vbox, someone could dump the whole hopper out on a property that should take 300, 400, 500 pounds. So you never know what's coming out of there really. I mean, you can set your gates and you can set everything, but still, if you're new, you're going to have to play with it. You're going to have to guess. It's going to take you a while, so you're going to waste salt. And even when you are good, you're never going to be 100% accurate. Now to the pros for the tailgate. Pro number 1 is going to be your repairs. All the repairs on a tailgate spreader are very straightforward, very simple, and most of them are pretty cheap. Pro number 2 is going to be the removal and the installation. Removal and installation on a tailgate spreader can be done within seconds with 2 guys. Pro number 3 is going to be the toolbox can stay on the truck. Like I mentioned before with the Vbox, toolbox being off the truck was a huge loss, so being able to leave it on is good for us. Pro number 4 is going to be how easy it is to clean a tailgate spreader. A tailgate spreader can be cleaned in a matter of 5 minutes with one person at the car wash, or if you want to do the entire truck and your spreader, you can do that in about 15 minutes. Pro number 5 is going to be your salt management. You can be 100% accurate when we're using bag salt. Being 100% accurate is good for you and it's good for the customer. Guaranteed profits in your pocket and the customer's getting what they pay for. Now to the cons for the tailgate. Cons are basically flip-flop to the pros, just as the cons are for the pros there, but con number 1 is going to be your salt expense. Like I mentioned before, bag salt is twice as expensive as bulk salt, so you're getting it at half price basically if you run a Vbox spreader. Con number 2 is going to be it's more labor. You have to get out every property or every couple of properties and load bags into the hopper, which isn't a big deal, but it is labor. It is something you have to consider. So all in all, these are our pros and cons of the Vbox versus the tailgate spreader. We came up with this after running both pieces of equipment. We knew basically what this was going in. We had a similar list going in, but after everything was said and done, this was the final list, and this is what led us to make our decision. And although these are 2 big factors, probably the 2 biggest factors, there's a lot of little things here that caused us to go the other way. I mean, there's, you know, the repairs isn't a big deal. If you have a new unit, it's probably going to be fine. You're probably not going to have to worry about it. But at some point, you will have to worry about it if you plan on keeping that machine. So you have to consider that. The machine to load is definitely a big negative in our eyes. We don't want to use that any more than we have to. We're not getting paid to turn it on, so we don't really want to have to turn it on if we don't have to. We will, but it's something you have to consider as well. Toolbox having to go, big loss. If something does break down while you're out, unless you threw the tools in the truck, you're not going to have them, so that is a big loss. Cleaning, obviously, with salt, that's your number 1 maintenance that you have to do, is clean it very, very well after the storm. So not being able to clean it fully, not being able to clean the truck was just not setting well with me. And salt management, again, not a big thing. Once you figure it out, probably not even going to matter. You'll probably be close enough, but it is something you have to consider. And if you plan on having new guys run your trucks and hiring new guys, you know, as you grow, you're going to have to definitely consider that and factor in that they're going to be wasting some salt, which is wasting money. So all in all, what it came down to was how easy the tailgate is. Everything about the tailgate is very straightforward, very simple, very easy. So that's what pushed us to go with the tailgate. Like I said, these are tailored to our business, not yours, but this should give you something to base yours off of and add a few, subtract a few, whatever you want to do with it, but this will give you a good base. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. Comment, let us know how you do things.